Welcome to Yoga Breaks. This is a series of yoga sessions that are around 20 minutes long. So ideal if you don't have very much time in your day, or if you're just trying out some yoga, want some bite-sized chunks, this is going to be good for you. So today, this is absolutely about, can you guess, desk yoga. So we'll be doing some yoga that you can do at your desk. Now, I just want to be really clear. I am absolutely not advocating that if you have some time free in your day, even if that's just 20 minutes, that you go to your desk and do yoga. If you do have 20 minutes free to do some exercise, please go outside, do some proper exercise, go and find your yoga mat and do a nice yoga practice. Please don't feel like you need to go to your office. This is really just some positions and postures that you can do if you cannot leave your desk. So if you're chained to your desk, if you're tethered to your desk, you can't leave, then these positions and postures are going to be perfect for you. So let's get started. So on your chair, on your seat, come to the edge of your seat and have your sitting bones rested on the edge, and then just make sure your feet are flat on your floor and your ankles are beneath your knees, and rest the tops of your hands on your thighs and close your eyes. Now try to leave behind your work, your to-do list, the actions that you have for the rest of the day. Take a long, deep inhalation. And throughout this practice, we're going to really start to pay attention and listen to our body. And actually, this practice will be really focusing on your upper back, your neck, your shoulders. So start now while we're sat here. Listen to your body with your eyes closed. How do your shoulders and upper back feel? Do you feel tension? Does it feel stiff? Does it need some movement? And then bring your hands together and bow your head. And let's just set an intention to build that relationship between your mind and your body, to really listen to your body. There aren't too many relationships that work when there's only one party that listens. So listen. Both sides need to listen. Listen to your body. Hear what it has to say. And then lift your head and open your eyes. Bring your hands down by your side and lift them up over your head. Bring your hands together and then turn them over and reach up to your ceiling. And then drop your chin to your chest. Push down into the sitting bones, into your bottom that's making contact with your seat. And lift from the very bottom of your belly up towards your chin, lengthening there your side waists, your abdomen. Now, if this is not accessible to you, maybe your shoulders are a bit too stiff or tight to be able to reach your hands up and clasp them in this way, then I have an alternative. So those of you that find this okay, stay here. However, if that is challenging for you, if you just take a belt or a strap, so you can pause the video, go and get a belt or a strap or a towel even, or a tea towel, and then just hold it like this. And then turn your palms so that they're actually facing away from each other, and then lift them overhead. So this will be a little bit easier if you have tight shoulders. And again, drop your chin. And then bring the strap down, and if your hands are clasped, then let go of the clasp and bring your hands slowly down. And raise your head. And then take your right arm, hold on to the back of your chair, your left arm on to your right thigh, and twist round so that you're looking back there over your right shoulder. Pushing down still into your bottom that's making contact with the chair, lifting the bottom of your belly, looking round over your right shoulder. And then come back to the center and go the other way. So holding there your chair with your left hand, with your right hand on your left thigh, and looking back over your left shoulder. And then come back to center. Now we're going to do seated cat or Marjarasana. If you do have some space, we'll also give the alternative of doing it on the floor. But if you're just sat at your chair, maybe you're on a conference call and you can't get down on the floor, then seated cat. So again, just check that your ankles are below your knees, bring your hands onto your thighs, and then round your back, drop your chin. And then do the opposite. So you're pushing now your belly out towards me and lift your chin up. And then keep moving in between, arching your back one way and then the other way. Now, if you do have a little bit of space next to your desk and you can come down onto the floor, then we'll do it this way. So wrists below shoulders, knees below hips, drop your belly, lift your chin. And then lift the spine towards the ceiling as you drop your head. Continue to move with your breath so that you are exhaling as your spine goes up towards the ceiling and inhaling as your belly drops down. And as your spine goes up to the ceiling, really start to focus on that lower part of your spine, the lumbar spine. And as you come down, focus on the thoracic spine, the upper part of your spine. So as you're coming up, this lower part of your spine, move from there up. And then as you come down, move from the thoracic, the upper part of your spine. And then come back to tabletop position and come back to your seat where we are going to do some really simple movements to now release tension in these muscles down your neck, which can really suffer when you are sitting at a desk all day long. So these are the scalene muscles. So we're going to start with the twist. So with your nose, round to the right, and then back to center, and then round to the left. Now, when we're sat looking at a computer screen all day, our neck doesn't get this movement, does it? Because you're just looking straight at your screen. I actually really like to practice this movement when I'm on video calls. When people are trying to give me actions, I just do this. No. Say no. Not those actions today, thanks. And just shake your head in this nice controlled fashion. Okay, so that's the twist. And then come back to the center. And now for the tilt. So dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder. Don't bring your shoulder up to meet your ear, and don't force your ear to meet your shoulder. Just let it go as far as it will without any pain. And then back up, and then the other way. I saw some very scary statistics recently from the British Heart Foundation, which looked at a study of how many hours a day the adult working population across the country, how many hours per day they were sitting or in a sedentary position. Very scarily, it was 9.5 hours. So we really need to work to undo all those hours sitting. And back to middle. And then the last one is this extension and flexion. So bring your hands and clasp them, just as we did when we did Parvatasana. You're clasping your hands and bring them over your head onto the back of your neck. So now your pinkies, which are the uppermost fingers here, are now touching the very bottom of your skull. So you can actually feel around, find the bottom of your skull. Your pinkies are on the bottom of your skull. And your thumbs are resting on these huge, big shoulder muscles, which are actually your trapezius muscles on the top. Your trapezius muscles here on the tops of your shoulders. So your thumbs are resting on those. And then drop your chin. to your chest. Now this position we're in a lot, aren't we, when we're texting, looking at our computers. Now look up. And this is the position where we're undoing a lot of that forward head posture that we get when we are texting and looking down at our phones, which is terrible for our cervical or neck, cervical spine, which is your neck. And drop your head. And lift. And drop. And lift. And back to center. So they were just 3 really quick things: the twist, the tilt, and then the flexion and extension of the neck, which will all really help to release tension in the scalene muscles. So that's all around your neck. Next, we're going to do 2 yoga poses, which are very good for opening up your shoulders, another part of your body which suffers when you're sat hunching, tapping away at your desk all day. So first of all, Garudasana, which is eagle pose. We're going to do the arms of the eagle pose. So bring your arms out to the side, and then bring your right arm over your left arm, and then bring them around so that your palms now touch. And then just start to really breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And move those shoulder blades apart. And then pay attention to the forearm of your bottom arm, so your left arm forearm, which should be perpendicular to the floor. And then that thumb on your left hand bring to your forehead. And then as you inhale, spread those shoulder blades wider, 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 wider. And exhale. Imagining that those shoulder blades are wrapping around your sides. Those shoulder blades are widening so much that they're almost coming around the side of your body. And then on your next exhalation, release. And now bring your left arm over your right arm so we can do the other direction. And again, just really focusing on that space that's created. So your arms here are helping to pull your shoulder blades apart, but we can do way more. So breathing in between the space, inhaling in between that space between your shoulder blades. Wrapping your shoulder blades around your side, around your sides, and then exhaling. And release. Now, if you have more time, do that 3 times on each side. The next one we'll be doing is Gomukhasana. So for this one, you may need a strap or a belt or a scarf or something about this long. You might not. So I recommend trying, seeing what you need. And if you do need a strap on one side, then please use it on the other side as well. So let's start with a strap, just in case you need the strap. So hold the strap in your right hand and hold it so that it goes through your hand. And you can really hold it with a really firm grasp. And then lift that so it's over your head and your left arm goes behind. Drop that top hand and then take hold of the strap, the tail of the strap as it drops down behind you. Now, if you don't need the strap, you can probably tell because your fingers might be touching. So you can let go of the strap if you don't need it, and then just clasp your fingers together. Now, in this position, really put your mind now into your right shoulder blade and move that right shoulder blade away from your spine and up. And then your left shoulder blade in towards your spine, in towards the middle of your back and down. Really deepening this stretch. This one is fantastic for your upper back, opening up under your armpits here, just undoing all of that hunching that we do all day at our desks without even realizing. And then switch sides. So if you use the strap on the first side, use the strap again on the second side. Then move that left shoulder blade away from your spine and up. So that upper elbow is reaching up towards the ceiling. And then move your right shoulder blade in towards your spine and down. So the combination of doing Garudasana and Gomukhasana, these two postures that we've just done, are both really good for releasing tension in your upper back and your shoulders. When I'm feeling a bit guilty about taking some time away from my desk to move and to get active, one thing that really helps me to square it away is that I do feel much more productive when I get back to my desk. I think being active in your body helps your brain to focus and be much more productive. And then release. And there is one quote that I will share with you on that, which I think is really pertinent to this session. When you stimulate your body, your brain comes alive in ways you can't stimulate in a sedentary position. And I think I really get that because often when you sit at your desk all day, you just can't function anymore because you're so frazzled. Whereas if you take some time out, you get active with your body, suddenly you find a solution, you find a way forward, you have a light bulb moment. So I feel like it really can help your productivity levels to just step away and get moving. So 2 more things before we're out of time here. So this is all really around posture and reversing the hunching that happens when you're at your desk all day. So the first one is, if you don't already have something to elevate your laptop, so hopefully you have a separate monitor which is at the right height for your eye level. If you don't have that and you're working at a laptop all day, what happens is you drop your head forward. This is also what happens when you're texting all day on your phone. Now, your head is very heavy, and when your head is forward like this, it's called the forward posture, you get what's called text neck, where your cervical spine in your neck actually starts to change shape, and it changes so that it hunches around, and you have what's called a reverse cervical curve, and it is terrible. You get headaches and all sorts of problems with your spine. And it all comes from bad posture. So if you don't already have a way of elevating your laptop, something like this, it's a very small stand, like 20 pounds, something like that. It's very tiny. So if you travel, you can easily take it with you. And it just elevates your laptop. And then to go with that, wireless keyboard, wireless mouse, and it really helps with posture. The second thing, which is more of a yoga posture you can do to reverse this hunching, is called the fish pose. And it's actually a very relaxing pose, which is why I've saved it till the end. And for this, if you're in your office, hopefully you've got some things you can use. If you have yoga blocks, that's perfect. If not, a few books. So find 2 or 3, maybe 4 hardback books off your bookshelf. Place them on the floor or your yoga mat around here. I'm actually going to lie down on these books. So sit down on the floor, and we're going to try and judge this so that the books are basically where your back is the most hunched. So your upper back does naturally curve in that direction a little bit, and that's how it should be. But over many years of desk work and many hours of hunching forward on a desk or driving or slouching on your couch, it becomes more and more and more curved. So you want to try and find where the apex of that upper back curve is, and that will be on the middle of your book. But you don't need to get too exact to get the full benefit. So lie back down on these books with these books in the upper part of your spine. Ensure your head is resting on the floor. If that's difficult, then get another book for your head so that your head is resting. Have your feet together with your toes pointed towards the ceiling and your palms on the floor. Inhale, push into your palms. And then as you exhale, bring your hands up over so that they touch the ground behind you if you can. If you can't, and you can position yourself nearer to a wall so that your hands actually reach the wall. Otherwise, have your hands come all the way down. Inhale. And exhaling, bring them back. Inhaling, push into the floor. And then exhaling, bring your hands up. Inhale. And then exhaling, bring your hands back. And you can keep doing this for as long as you can, depending on how much time you have. And even without the arm movement, just lying here with your back in this position, opening up your chest, reversing the hunching that you do at your desk is really, really good. Recommend doing this for 5 minutes a day, and then increase it to 10 minutes a day, up to 30 minutes a day. If you have a team call or some sort of training conference call where you need to listen, but you don't need to participate, how about doing it in this position? And then when you've had long enough, just gently bend your knees and roll over to one side. Resting your head on the ground, and then push into your hands to come back into seated position. And congratulate yourself that you have done a short but very effective practice, and try and find some time to do it throughout your working day. Thanks.